What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about PNG Pangolin today at the request of the C-Ceta family, or the Ceta family? The C-Ceta family. I'm just going to say it like that. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it, okay? Here we are. Oh, I might have to sneeze. Might have to, but I can't. Okay, there it is. 21 hours, 55 minutes left in the day here. It is the 12th of May, 18.3 cents right now. Down a little bit today, down a little bit yesterday, but man, you had a nice past few days, haven't you? Last week did close overall 35% to the upside. The average altcoin last week closed about 22% to the upside, so you did outperform the average altcoin. The average altcoin is 50% or so, 50 to 60% from its low. You're up about 80% from your low, outperforming the average altcoin. Good job. Good job. It's a good look. Let's look at you on the 1 hour time frame and build out from there. Okay, so looking at the 1 hour time frame here, it looks like you want to go down a little bit, and that's fine. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. You know, sometimes these consolidation phases can be deceiving. If we're looking at the 1 hour RSI, I feel like the 1 hour RSI is suggestive to the downside as well. You probably come down, find a low right at that oversold zone right there perfectly, and then move up. So if you are going to do that, you probably do break structure here. My assumption is not financial advisor. My assumption is here you've got higher lows. When this breaks out, this will cause some capitulative type behavior, capitulative. I don't know what it's going to be a capitulation based event for short-term holders, for paper hands, for people who think that once you break out of this diagonal line, that actually means something, you're going to go lower. It doesn't mean anything. Oftentimes in moments like this, especially with this kind of consolidation, it's right when you break the line. That's whenever you find support, and that's when you move higher. You'll be at the support area of the overall consolidation phase itself, and then from there you build and you go higher. This makes anybody who thinks they know what they're doing panic sell. The people who know what they're doing step in and actually buy, because you're not breaking support if you're down there. You're holding support if you're down there, and that's probably exactly what you'll do. And you probably will hit your oversold zone, bounce off of that, and continue to build, getting into your overbought zone. I really do think that this next drive will be the low, and let's see if it goes any further back. Even a little bit lower than that, you have resistance there. Let's look at the 4 hour time frame. What about this move overall? What about a low to a high here? Maybe this will do something. That's right below your 382. You might not even go that low, man. Like, you're at 18.3 cents now. You might not even go to 17.3 cents. You really could. You could find support a little bit higher. But at the lowest, I think that you would go is like probably 16.9 cents. Something between 16.9, 17 and a half. That's where I think you're going to go, and you'll find support there and continue moving higher. Absolutely, that's my expectation. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, the 4 hour RSI is rather bullish, honestly. It could go down and you could still be bullish. Here you've got higher lows, you've got lower lows throughout here, so that is hidden bullish divergence. I think that hidden bullish divergence is exactly what gave you this move. Now you're going to come down. You'll probably find your 4 hour RSI finding support at the 50. Your 1 hour will find support at the oversold zone, something like that. You'll have higher lows here, something to build from and get into the overbought zone. I would expect something of this nature. Let's see. You'll probably be moving up tomorrow, not today. Or if you do move up at all today, it'll be like to a neutral effect. You'll just recover from today's negative antics. But I think tomorrow is going to be your up day, and then the rest of the week you'll be moving up higher, saving up that big pop probably for the end of the week, maybe even going into the weekend. Kind of like you did this last time. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. So I think what you're going to do today, the 12th, is move down a little bit. Where are you going to move down to 16.9 cents to 17.5 cents. You're at 18.35 now. If anything, you might not move down that low, but I think that's where you're going to go. Find support somewhere in this area. And then from there, for the rest of the week, I would say going into probably tomorrow, Tuesday. I would say Tuesday and through the rest of the week, you will proceed higher. And perhaps you're not breaking out of this zone completely this week, but I think you're getting set up to break out higher and see some fantastically higher prices. If we're looking at this on the daily RSI, the idea that you would go low today and have a red day today would actually be really nice to see, because if you go low enough, I think you could go to the overbought zone and bounce from there, even just outside the overbought zone, bounce from areas that you found support on or resistance on before on the daily time frame, and set yourself up for some really bullish dynamics here. If we're looking at this on a weekly basis, let's keep it at the daily basis real quick and just see where you're going to go, relatively speaking, because I think, again, by the end of this week, you'll be moving higher, and going into next week, I would assume that you're above these highs. If not even by the end of this week, you're above these highs. My assumption would be that your next stopping point, it's probably not even at the golden ratio. It's probably at the 786 or 886. You could stop at the golden ratio, but with what you're doing here, if you pull back the way that I think you will. I think that you're actually going to go all the way up to about 33.5 cents to 40 cents, something like that. So something on the lines of an 80% to 120% pop coming your way over the next week, 2 week time frame. That's kind of my expectation. Maybe even by the 20th of this month, so maybe not even quite 2 weeks, just a little bit over a week. Who knows? But something up here is what I think your next area is going to be. You're just going to consolidate today, maybe a little bit tomorrow, and then continue to build from there. Looking at the weekly time frame, weekly RSI looks pretty bullish. Getting overbought, you can't get oversold no matter how hard you try. You've got your nice little 1, 2, 3 corrective phase here, right? You see Elliott corrective waves. These are, you got one wave here to the downside, your correction within the correction, and then the complete correction itself, ABC. You did it. It's perfect. That is a corrective phase. Inside of an overall move up, you're going to get that next phase up. You had a 1, 2, 3 move up, 1, 2, 3 to the downside. I don't know what the next phase is going to be, but I would assume it's going to be at least 1, 2, 3, if not 4, 5. You're going to get something like that building higher. If anybody knows what I'm talking about. If not, don't worry about it. I'm not the most well-versed in Elliott wave theory either. From a high to a low, let's see. High to a low, all-time high to your all-time low. Nice fib to take. Golden ratio to your 382. Nice. Nice, man. So over the coming weeks, it's going to be good. But over the coming months, I think it's even going to be better. I would expect Pangolin, by the end of June, if not early July, to at least provide a 7.5x at $1.36. You're at 18 cents now. By the end of June, if not early July, this is the expectation that Pangolin, PNG, will see $1.36 at a minimum. If not, perhaps something a little bit higher. Yes, I like that. About $2.52, which is about a 13, 14x from here. I could really see you stopping in that area. If you go higher than that, maybe you do test your all-time high area, but I don't see that happening. It could happen. It could happen. You could see a 20x or more. It is possible, but I'm leaning more on that 14x to 7.5x perspective, right? That's a pretty big range in itself, but $1.35 to $2.52, something in that zone is what I'm expecting. And again, not this week, not next week. It's not going to move up in a straight line. There will be trials and tribulations, turbulences, But I think that by the end of June, if not very, very, very early July, like the first week, you're going to be up in this area. So your path is going to be something akin to this here. Yeah. Very confident in that. I don't know if I have anything else that I want to say. Whenever you start closing days above 22 cents, 22.11 cents, whenever you start closing days above there, that's when it's time to get excited that you're breaking out of this overall downward sloping movement here. And then once you get above about $2.50 on a weekly closing basis or daily closing basis, that would validate the idea that you are going to see new all-time highs. I do believe you will see new all-time highs. I believe PNG will see new all-time highs. What's its market cap right now, actually, on that note? PNG. $40 million. Yeah, you could see a lot of growth, man. You could see crazy things. By the end of this cycle, I mean, dude, you could see a multi-100x. Sure, yeah, $26. You could absolutely see $26. $62, even beyond that. Could Pangolin go all the way up to $100 in price by the end of the cycle? I think it could. Let's do the math real quick, okay? I know it's crazy, but PNG was pretty damn hot earlier this cycle. There was some serious growth, and you're actually showing really nice structure. Let's pretend for a second it's even possible to see new all-time highs. If it is, and it is possible, by the way, I think it's not just possible, it's very likely that you'll see new all-time highs. The expected target at a minimum would be from here 130-something x. From the current price, it's 130x, 26 cents by the end of the cycle, minimum target. Low market cap, right? A 100x from here would give you a $4 billion market cap, which is not a small number to achieve, but it's very achievable. $4 billion in market cap valuation? Let's see. We got 30 of them right now. Tomorrow or by the end of the week, we'll probably have 40 of them. By the end of the cycle, we'll probably have 100 or more of them. You know what I mean? Pangolin can definitely achieve that kind of a market cap. There will be hundreds of cryptos that probably achieve that kind of market cap this cycle. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if this one did. But that's about 100 and actually 135x would be more than 4 billion. Let's be fair, but still, at 100x, it's about 4 billion. If you go to the 1414, that's about a 400x, and that gives you a $16 billion market cap. Yeah. You could absolutely see that. Absolutely, you could see a $16 billion market cap, you guys. I think you could see 16 billion, 20 billion, something, anything, everything in between. I mean, who knows? I don't think you see a 1,000x because what, a 100x is 4 billion, and 1000x would be just nuts. That'd be 40 billion. I mean, it's possible, but I doubt you see that this cycle. Maybe in later cycles. By the end of the cycle, PNG, I'm thinking 26.4 cents to 62. Sorry, $26.4 to $62.7, something like that. That's the expectation. Let's see if we get any other fibs to agree. High to low here. Your 2618's right there, man, and the money zone's right there. I'm absurdly confident you don't break above $75 by the end of the cycle, and I'm very confident that you would at a bare minimum, if we're being as pessimistic as I can be, if you want me to throw the bears a bone or the haters a bone of this coin, bare minimum something that's above $12.60, so $13 or higher. Bare minimum, absolute bare minimum would be that. But I genuinely think there's a strong likelihood that you stop at either 26.30 or 75.40 or something in between. I got nothing else for you. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. That's pretty impressive, and definitely seems like it's going to do very well. It wouldn't surprise me at all if you saw something on the lines of like a 7.5, right? Was it 7.5 or 8.5? 7.5x to a 14x within the next month and a half or so. I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.